and welcome to my channel, Kelly's Cakes and Bakes. So after 6 years of posting recipes and tutorials on YouTube, I thought I'd best introduce myself. So my name's Kelly, I am currently 33 years old, and I started baking 20 years ago when I was about 12 or 13. So I should start this by saying I have no formal training in baking whatsoever. Everything I've learned by mistakes. And it's just been 20 years of baking that has brought me to the point where I thought I want to help other people who feel like they can't bake, show them that they can. So 20 years ago, when I was 12 or 13, I actually started baking cakes for my grandmother, who I knew as my nana, or my nana Aya. I was sort of her carer. So when I was about 12, I noticed that she was really starting to struggle with her health. She couldn't stand up for long periods of time. So I used to go around every weekend and stay with her and help her do housework and do her shopping. And I noticed at the time that she wasn't eating particularly brilliant. So she used to eat a lot of like microwavable meals and quick meals that she didn't have to stand for long periods of time over. And at the time, I was just really worried about how much weight she'd lost, that I wanted to do something to help her. But I knew if I just bought her food or bought her cakes, she wouldn't eat them, but also she wouldn't be pleased that I was like spending money on her. So my solution was to bake it for her, because I knew if I baked it, she'd eat it, because she loved encouraging me to kind of follow passions. So that's where it started. I started baking cakes for my nan when I was about 12 or 13, and it continued until, unfortunately, she passed away when I was 18. And then a few years later, when I was 21, I moved out on my own. I didn't have a minimum wage job, so I feel sorry for anybody who's got a minimum wage job, and how they can afford to live, I do not know. But I really struggled with money and with being able to afford just the basics. So baking got put on hold because I couldn't afford to. But it meant that I learned how to stretch food and how to make it last longer. And then when I was 24, I met my current partner, my husband-to-be. Things just got easier because there was two of us, and I started baking again. And I started baking for him and his family and our friends, and that passion just kind of came back to me. And a couple of years after that, when I first started posting, and I was just chatting to one of the girls at work, and she was like talking about recipes and like cake decorating tutorials, because I was quite into cake decorating at the time. And I thought, well, I'll start posting them because people don't know this. And it's grown into a channel that I want people to be able to look at the recipes that I post and go, I can do that. I don't want anyone to ever feel like they can't. I want it to be very friendly for everybody, no matter what skills or how much, or even if this is the first cake you've ever baked. I want you to look at a recipe and go, I can do that. That's not scary. Because I know when I started, I bought recipe books. I used to go to charity shops and buy recipe books because I couldn't afford them from the bookshop. But so many recipe books seemed so complicated. And they had so many ingredients, and when I couldn't afford it, I couldn't afford to buy all those ingredients. So that's what I want this channel to be, is a place where anybody can come and bake. So I always try and keep the recipes simple and easy for anybody to follow, and I try and keep the ingredients list down. So I've had recipes where I've posted them and people have said, oh, well, I've added this and I've added that, and I love that. Please tell me where you do stuff like that, because it's such an inspiration to hear other people's ideas, and it's brilliant to kind of think that somebody's taken your idea and kind of added to it and made it better, and I've then followed what they've done and added stuff, and I love it. So yeah, that's what I want. I want people to come here and go, oh, okay, I can do that. So that's what I hope to do, and I hope that this channel is a legacy to my nan, who is the whole reason I started baking. Because I just love her so much that I want her legacy to continue. So I just want to end this video by saying thank you. Thank you to anybody who's ever watched, anybody who's ever liked, who's ever commented, who's ever helped give me ideas, who's ever added to the video, to their own recipes and made their own recipes from them. Just thank you from the bottom of my heart, thank you, because I just love this journey that we're on of learning to bake and just making baking easy. So if you have any ideas for any recipes you want to know, any technical knowledge you want help with, just shout out, give a comment on a video. You can get me on Twitter or on Instagram or on Facebook, so just reach out. I really want to help you bake. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in a tutorial soon.